They're playing good footy. The Tigers this Saturday looms is a massive game against the Cats. What a round of football it is. And the Blues have got some injuries and a tough draw. So it's a delicate position for both teams.
It is. And the size that Carlton's about to come up against, yeah, we'll talk about Richmond shortly, but the size that Carlton are coming up. So you look, the Dockers, can they stretch them with the likes of Lobb and Tabernar and these types? And St Kilda, Carlton without no backline, Kane. Yeah. Kings and Membrys and Marshalls and Ryder. West Coast, they should win that. But then Hawkins and Jeremy Cameron, so it's a tough run for them. And
how do they cobble it back six together?
We'll have to look at it, Hutchie, and this is radical when you think you could possibly have to move the Coleman Medal leader back. But he's the only one that I think is viable to play this position. That's Charlie Curnow. Now, Harry Mackay may be able to do that, but I think Curnow's got a bit more athletic ability. And like Jeremy Howe, a little bit can play both ends.
You're not seriously suggesting Charlie go back,
What else would you do? Until McGovern or Pitnet, so De Koning can go back and cover that spot, or until Wiedering is back, I don't know with the teams they've got to play what other option they have.
It's tough, Hutchie, because they've lost Pitnet. So they can't throw a ruckman behind. I'm talking tactically, throw a ruckman behind the ball, all these different types of things. But that'd be their last hope, though, Kane.
Silvani's more likely to go back, isn't he? Than...
Yeah, but he's been so handy as a second ruck as well, and it's hard to ruck from key defensive posts. So that he might just have to cop it. It's a team game for 2 to 3 weeks.
Richmond have been troubling teams for years in their premiership years with this tactic, and it's back at Richmond. So I want to highlight the work rate that's going on at Richmond. So there's Jack Graham and Tom Lynch on the half-back line for Richmond. So that would worry a lot of teams because you go, OK, we've lost 2 forwards here and we're going to be outnumbered. What's the work rate as we let this one roll out of Jack Graham and Tom Lynch? So Lynch tries to smother there, falls over. He's got his mobility back big time. So they win the ball. They often get a loose behind the ball. The player who barges, watch how hard Jack Graham is working out to the wing. So he wins the ball and he was on the half-back flank. And look who he kicks it to. So Tom Lynch couldn't do this last year or the year before. So their work rate is through the roof. Shea Bolton, we'll talk about him. They can get Dustin Martin right. Look out, because Dion Prestige's flying, so Bolton's up at the ball. Shane Edwards is back playing a little bit better. Tom Lynch out the back. So it's that tactic, Kane. I've spoken to some assistants. They say we've tried holding players back to try and catch them on the way through. They hurt you up the ground. We've tried going with them. They hurt you on the way back. So it's a wonderful thing they got going there.
It's great pick-up, Lord. And the other tactical battle that I found interesting was the high half forward, the 6th forward or the extra midfielder, as some teams call it. Let's have a listen to Damien Hardwick and how he assessed Sam Walsh after the game.
You know, Walsh was probably the same from their point of view. He had a lot, but we probably maintained our back 6, and he probably, you know, it was a real challenge about which was going to give up first. So. You know, it's the rigours of AFL. Who's going to cave, and which guy's going to go 6 forward, which guy's going to man up. So yeah, that was an interesting battle.
So that's the battle that all coaches go through. And Walsh had 34, but he only had 4 score involvements. Shea Bolton was their high half forward. Now he didn't have as much of the ball, but he impacted the scoreboard more. And what it allowed Richmond to do was Vlosten dropped off Walsh, and he's been terrific when you let him play that role. 10
so giving the votes to Bolton there over Walsh?
Well, I'm giving it to Bolton for impact, but also the impact that Vlosten had, dropping off Sam Walsh, who was good and had a lot of the footy, but didn't hurt you with his involvement on the scoreboard.
Any way to squeeze Sam Walsh in, though?
No, don't be like that.
No, I understand what you're saying. It was a great battle of contrasting styles, and we're seeing a lot of it manifest itself among the coaches.